Hey there, Taurus, and welcome to your love forecast with Dr. Melissa Joy, your love doctor. And I'm telling you, there's something going on now. See, there's a bit of a split. There are two groups because the word is hot. When I did my meditation, I'm like, hot. Is Taurus hot? And they're like, mm-hmm. Some is like, ooh, hot for teacher. And for others, it's like hot, wet, damp, soggy, struggling, and issues. Now, to get into that, I did a little bit of shuffling into the Moonology cards here. And I said, how do we help Taurus bring love into this situation? Because, hot means you got somewhere you need to place that. And then the other, if it's wet, damp, soggy, buggy, it might be old love that hasn't been cleared out. It might be love that you're in the middle of right now that you're like, is less than love. And now it's funny, you're saying it two ways. And I'm like, number one, they're in a brand called Less Than Love because love is whole, complete, divine. But it's also that not operating up to the snuff of love. And the interesting thing is the card that came in is New Moon in Aquarius. So maybe you'll check out the Aquarius Love read or maybe even the Aquarius Secrets. But it says bring love into the situation. I'm like, of course. How do we bring love in? By bringing love in. Like, what? I said, help me know a little bit more about that. And the cards kept moving and out came this chunk and this clump. And it says luck is on your side and New Moon in Sagittarius. And we about to be there in a minute. Then we have step out of your comfort zone. New day, new way, right? What was it? Is it Einstein that talks about if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results? But that completely makes sense. And then you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo, wanting this traction, wanting this true bounty and the true beauty, the emerald heart to rise and the stone to be set in its place and to feel like you are who you say you are, that life knows who you are because the way you feel in your heart, you're now beginning to see in the world around you. So it's that little bit of a love adjustment. And it's knowing that more than you are good enough. To me, at this channel, we use the word plenty. We've done away enough with enough because enough is a measurement. And our mind still goes, what can I press that against? What can I compare it to? What can I measure it to? So it stays at work and they're wanting to put us at rest in love. Because when we're rested in love, we are trusting in love and true love can come. Love that is love. I absolutely love that. So it's interesting. You're wanting to start with the dark, but let's go ahead and go into light. This is the True Heart Tarot deck and give us a little bit on this hot love of Taurus coming on in. It's like cooking in the oven, meaning ding, ding. It is about to come out. Look at that. The sun is shining on the inside. Talking about some power and some protection coming on in, some Jupiterian energy. I know Jupiter is moving on into Pisces if you look at the sky right now. And it's settling down some of that waffling and wavering energy. Because you're like, I don't want nobody who's like all about here and there and wherever. Ooh. I love it. Taurus be showing up in this tree. You're all up in there. You're like, I want divine, delightful, and juicy. Not this thing here today, gone tomorrow, because you can't ever get fruit if you're in and out, in and out, in and out. So that could be part of it. Maybe it is all you. You're hot to trot 1 minute and then you're cold, damp, and muggy the next. And maybe it's the degree of which you're interacting with it, putting all your eggs in one basket. Tell us a bit about this with Taurus and help us move into the delightful, delicious juiciness, the fruitful way of living. I see some sacreds going on. All right, so under this hangman, let's move into the prosperity of Jupiter and the expansion. Queen of Wands, we have the Death, and we have the Queen of Discs. That's very interesting. The internal and the external work, the crown capacity, stepping into the unknown. Maybe that's a little intimidating to you, and you think, I don't want to keep trying new things. I've been burnt before. It's been hard before. I give it all away, and then I'm left with nothing is a bit of what I'm hearing as well. So you're using the light to expose the light. Ace of Cups, Queen of Discs. Okay, so that can be some of that stodginess, that dampness, that dankness, because the Ace of Cups is coming in up under the Queen of Discs. But in the right measures, okay, so you're wanting to know a little bit of what is an appropriate measure. Maybe you saw a life that was out of balance when you grew up. Somebody in the relationships around you that one was all giving and one was all receiving. And it was like, how do I put this together in my mind? Well, whichever parent or whichever friend or whichever person I most strongly identified myself with. And that wasn't necessarily based on what was going on here. It was based on a wealth of other personalities and characteristics of the person. So you've kind of, in a sense, you could possibly have duped yourself and blinded yourself to the bigger truth going on here. But in the right amounts, especially self-love first, it gets you into balance. And they're talking about kind of like feeding yourself to satisfaction. Not sitting there and starving yourself and stuffing yourself, okay? There's a bit of like the node was showing up in one of these cards. So moving into this beloved new balance and going directly towards what you want. You might check out your secrets, which was talking about do the most important thing. Put your whole self towards what is most important. And you're talking about yourself. So find love within yourself first. Whatever form of passion that is, a passion project. You might check out Aries. They were having a passion project, but they're saying, say the big piece for you. And that is your royalty and your divine. Taking some time to engage with the divine, whether it's through meditation. What is that? Creative journaling, automatic writing, whatever else, brainstorming, taking inventory of your assets, your gifts, your desires, that type of thing. Yeah, Ace of Cups is lifting up with that. And that'll do away with some of these difficult, challenging lessons of thinking that you have to go through the Phoenix in order to get the gift. Meaning that you saw a lot of conditional love growing up, possibly, to where in order to get a pat on the back, you have to do really well at school. And then maybe, oh, this type of well isn't as great as the last one where you get the pat on the back because there was a lot of inconsistency modeled in front of you. So it left you always wondering, where is the mark? Where is the mark? And that's why the Queen of Discs is coming back and saying the mark is you. And Hangman lit up. It's like you are the prize, friend. Let me stop there for a second. You are the prize, friend. You are the prize, Taurus. If I knew your name, I would call you by name. So love, I love you. You are the prize. Start there. Start there. And when you do, you begin to look at the assets that are you, the giftings that are you, the callings that are you, maybe the creations that you have done. And you can begin to see where you can praise yourself, where you can appreciate yourself. And when you do those things, you're telling me here that you're actually receiving yourself, that you become fully connected then, and that begins to make all the difference in the world. See how it catches on, and it begins to blossom at your feet because you are the blossom man or woman. This is you. You are the prize. Life is looking down at you, and it is full of delight. Not this darkness, not this vagueness of wondering like a shot in the dark. Am I going to hit the target? Is it a hit or miss? Am I worthy today and not worthy tomorrow? It's like even death is taking his hands and pulling it apart, going, I am done with that. I am done with you tearing yourself up over this, giving yourself up over this, wasting yourself over this, pouring out one for your homies, for your home, for yourself. Now, take a quick look at this death card. Look at the whole color wheels going on behind here. Is that the Pantone color wheel, the color spread, that all the colors, all the possibilities, all the shades, all the hues. That shows that you've been through the ringer. But it also shows that the resurrection of this, not the infinite death and resurrection of being caught in that eddy and in that wheel. So you might check out Pisces as well and get some little wisdom nuggets out of there, whether it's the secrets or the love forecast, because they're talking about you getting settled into who you are and celebrating into who you are. I see the Mexican hat dance, like garage. You like, we're gonna mash out, smash out those little bugs that come up stealing from me in the middle of the night. Peaceful sleep. Look at all your arms, man or woman. This is you, like, all of a sudden you become a dynamic beast then, and you were able with one sweep of the hand to do 4 times the work. Reducing your efforts, then that reduces heat as well and reduces friction, so that it's not always this major uphill climb and then this waxing and waning and this ebbing and flowing. And that's a lot of moon energy, which is why you had a lot of moon energy coming on in here. This moon is wanting you to move towards your true self, towards your liberation, towards where you're like, I am the bomb.com. I am the prize. And that's what I love. And they're saying, surprise. The moment you step into that mentality and you put on that mental clothing, that mental dress, that mental delight of knowing you are the prize. And not only that, Hangman's coming saying, Taurus, you're the grand prize. You're the grand prize. You're the whole cup of love. You are the fountain of love, the everlasting love. From everlasting to everlasting, there will never be anything you have to prove your worth for, okay? So when you look at this death card, when we turn into this beauty, this reformation coming up as the final phoenix, the Quetzalcoatl, the Mayat permission to walk into life and to live it, to not have to earn it, but to fully enjoy it. You can see in that card, it's where the pentacles and the fire comes together. All right, the knowing who you are and feeling your truth on the inside, that is what death has joined with you here to bring in and to fully root in until you realize real eyes, right? The light coming in. That's when we realize that you are not what you've been saying. All right, we're going to translate here for just a second. You're a piece of crap. You suck. You're no good. You always fail. How come others are out there thriving and imbibing, and here I am just a sheet hole? You know, you're like flushing down. The moment you earn anything, it just goes down the toilet, goes to a bill ad infinitum. You're so sick of it. You're done. How do you get to the other side? First, we go stick a crystal on that, and I don't care how long your reading goes because we're going to get the medicine and the magic on you, Taurus. There's that eye again. Prize on the inside. Feel good. Feel good. Do the things that cause you to feel good on the inside, that put your heart at peace. Stop judging yourself and begin to trust. If it's financially based and maybe the finances don't match the level of what you're needing there, then do the little steps, do the preparation, kind of like painting a room at a time, right? Like the Pantone showing up. It's a transformation, a step at a time, a room at a time, because each bit, like when people pay off debts, they start with the little ones first because it's just knowing that one more thing is finally off of your head and the boat begins to get lighter and lighter. Why is it? Because you moving to the other side, or you like karma, you going for the big dreams to taste the rainbow. Seven of Pentacles standing on in, and there are things you've been guarding and watching over. These are like the three other pentacles. It's the magic of knowing what you've been sitting on is pure gold. It is pure gold, and the world is going to love it because the world loves you. You never knew that because of this false lens that was going on that talked about you so lowly and so trashy, so diminishing and hurtful. And that's the only way you knew to talk to yourself instead of seeing this bomb.com that you are, okay? You might even check out Aquarius with their love bomb coming on in. And this is a love bomb coming on in. High Priestess in the stream. Your strength. Your strength, and it's not continue to show and prove that you're strong. No, you are strong. That's who you are. Your love is everlasting. Let it come forward. First and foremost, lavishing it on yourself, affording yourself to be prosperous and divine. And remember, they're talking about the measures, because too much at once dams up your earth and your earth dams up your earth and slows it down, and it begins to kind of like revert back to this old nasty gnarly opinion. And the agate's not gnarly, but unless you're a rock hunter, you see the outside and you just think it's some common thing. Like everything else, you have no idea that the prize is on the inside. And that's why death is like, surprise. It's like bing, 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 bing. It's like when all of a sudden somebody puts one more coin in and the jackpot goes off. You might try some of that. I don't know. And the crown of strength is all lighting up, just like these lights going on here. It is delightful and delicious, and it brings charm with it. Charm. And charm isn't just what's on the outside. It's that feeling on the inside of knowing that you can feel safe and delighted by how you interact with your world, by being natural, knowing that you know the right things to say, not in order to manipulate or to move people, but because it's true to who you are. You begin to feel comfortable connecting with the world in your truth, not just your true word, your true form. That's very Mercury, okay? That's also Gemini coming on in here, all right? That's the divine coming on in so that you quit fighting yourself and meddling with yourself. You merge with yourself. Taurus is emerging. Hey, if you like this, like, share, subscribe. You could also comment or compliment down below. Any of these help us rise to the top here at this channel. You could also check out those other readings that we mentioned and stop it by. Why? Because I love you. You're awesome. I'm so glad you're here. It is a vote for yourself, friend. Until next time, bye.